What is good? Welcome to Raw Takes Unfiltered. First of all, I want to send a shout out to Justin as he's in here. So, salute to you, my friend. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we are going to talk about hood movies that actually taught actual lessons. And we might mention some other underrated hood movies that definitely uh, made an impact on the culture. Before we get started to introduce our special guest, Tri Burrow, is there anything you want to say?
Hey man, we here again. It's a Friday night. It's lit. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I like the Marvel zombies.
Yes. Marvel
Yep,
Zombie.
I got my
Classic.
haters. I
Did,
got my haters on. So
did you
haters.
actually check out the series last year?
What happened?
They had a animated series
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Marvel
yeah.
Zombies.
I haven't checked it out, but
Yeah, it was
I
good.
know they had it. Yeah, my boy's up on that the X-Men 97 joint.
97, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't watched that yet either, but he
That's
said
good
that,
too.
that shit was on and popping. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
check it
man.
out. So I'm gonna bring in our guest. What is good, Mike?
Yo, what is good? How's everybody doing?
Chilling.
Chilling. That's what's up.
Chilling, man.
Love, man.
Long work weeks, man. I tell you.
Know the feeling.
I think everybody knows that feeling, especially this has been cold, man. Even in North
Yeah.
Carolina, it's bitter cold out.
hmm
I moved away from Massachusetts to get away from this shit. But before we get started, I do want to say one thing. Me and Triborough, you know who I'm talking about, but just please give it up. It's done.
Oh,
You
come
ain't
on.
coming back. It's all done. So just please stop.
Please,
Stop
first.
bothering us. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get this popping. And I want our guests to kick it off with the first hood movie that you actually loved, but actually got taught
Be-
something.
before that, though, I want the people that don't know who Mike is. Mike, just give the
Oh,
people a
my
little
bad.
backstory of where you come from and how you started your own YouTube channel.
All right, so I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, but currently I'm in California right now. I do not claim California.
Right.
Okay. So how I actually started my channel, actually, it was actually you guys. Shout out to Reg.
Dr. Red.
Shout out to you, Try as well too. Y'all kind of influenced me on starting my own channel. I see you guys doing music, and you have so much music knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should start my own like channel, but I'm just gonna do like movies and stuff. So
Right.
I did movie reviews, go to various places like Walmart or Barnes and Noble to film movies that they have there and stuff like that. So yeah, so if you guys want to check out my content, go to Mike's Movie Corner and More. That is Mike's Movie Corner and More.
So,
And after the show, it will be in the description. So you'll
yeah.
be able to click right on his link. We are on 3 different channels right now.
Yeah.
So, and it's about to be 4 because I'm about to start adding in Triborough's channel
Oh,
as
yeah.
well
And
with
and,
live
and we
stream.
we Mike collectively, myself, Mike, and Reg, we've done like movie reviews and discussions in the past, and those were great.
Yeah.
That's that's actually how I found Mike.
Okay.
I had watched one of your episodes and I was like,
Right.
yo, who is that dude you had on? And you were like,
hmm
oh, that's Mike. And I said, yeah, I
Yeah.
like Mike.
Yeah.
I wanna be like Mike. See,
Yeah.
Oh
we have fun
man.
over here, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's kick it off, Mike. Hood movie, life lesson. Let's roll.
Uh the one that I could come into mind is Boys in the Hood.
hmm
Um, I think it was the scene where Lawrence Fishburne, I think he was talking about what was he talking? He was talking to Trey and um, all of them. He made this 5 minute like monologue and stuff like that, which I think I'm gonna be real with you. I thought The whole movie itself, I thought it should have got several Oscar nominations,
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? I know it nabbed one for John Singleton. Very impressive film debut.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it was a lot though. Like it was a lot of life lessons that was taught in that movie, but it was just everything about it. You know what I mean? Like, um, you know, it it to me it was just a lot. Like I could go all day, you know, talking about this movie and its life lesson, but yeah, it taught so much.
Yeah,
Like to me, it did.
yeah. I love Boys in the Hood because of the message in it, and
Yeah,
it was like a coming of age hood story, and having Trey go out, leave his mom and go live with his pops in California, and his pops was like being a father to him and teaching him different things that a boy should know, and, as a young man growing up, and especially growing up in a tough neighborhood like South Central, and I love their relationship. And there's like a scene where Trey and his friends get pulled over by the cops, and the crooked cop puts a gun to Trey's face, and he didn't know how to deal with that, and he had to talk to his father about that. Those are things that you can't go to your mom about. You got to talk to a man about that. And I always loved that story because I never grew up I never had a father in my life. So
yeah.
like watching that movie when I was young, and I'm like, oh well, this is what a real father is. This is what your man parent supposed to teach you when you're a young boy. And the cast was great. Lawrence Fishburne, to me, that's like his best film to me. And having a young Neil Long in that, and Ice Cube. I never saw Ice Cube in a film until that one. You know what I'm saying? And him as Doughboy, I think he had a great performance. And Cuba Gooding Jr. and everybody was great in that film. The soundtrack was great as well.
When I get a chance, can I touch on Ice Cube's performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For me, Boys in the Hood, it actually brought NWA's album to life for me
Hmm.
because growing up in the East Coast, hearing NWA, Ice Cube, Easy E, we didn't know that life. I didn't know what it was like until actually seeing Boys in the Hood. So for me, it was more of a, if I ever go to Chicago, I'm gonna make sure I don't wear the wrong hat down the wrong hood because I might get
Right.
shot.
Right.
And it's, when I heard that it's actually really like that, it scared the shit out of me, especially when you're a kid. My dad used to be like, listen, it's really like that out there, rock, it's crazy. So, Mike, what you want to touch on his performance?
So Ice Cube, not when I look back at this movie, and I always watch one of my favorite scenes was towards the end where Ice Cube he gave this monologue. You know, he's like, either they don't know, they don't show, or what's going on in the hood. I thought was a strong performance, and I'm like, this is Ice Cube, NWA Ice Cube actually acting,
Right.
and I know he won I think he won Promising Newcomer at the Chicago Film Festival Award at that time too. Well deserved. Well deserved. Um, to me, like it's relatable because he was reflecting on Ricky's death, and on the news they didn't even show Ricky's death. You know what I mean? They didn't even mention it. They mentioned everything else but that. You know what I'm saying? And the part that was also good too, it was kind of chilling. He was like, somebody one day somebody might smoke me.
Hmm.
And it was just so chilling. And the way it was kind of like the way they set it up, the way that end is set up, is almost like you knew. You knew like once the end credits roll,
Hmm.
somehow Doughboy, he was gonna somebody was gonna get him. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
somebody's
Oh, in
gonna
the
kill him.
whole, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But that was probably one of the highlights of that movie. It was like I said, it was a whole lot, but that one kind of just stuck out the very most because it's true. You know what I mean? And he also was saying, I don't even got a family. You know what I mean? Like my family, doesn't like me. My family hates me and stuff like that. And, when Trey was like, you still got one brother, I'm not gonna lie, that I every time I watch that, I'm not gonna lie, I tear up a little bit because you could relate. You could relate to that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why does my mom hate me? Why does she choose Ricky over me or not love me
Right.
like Ricky? But at the same time, Ricky, he was, trying to get out of that life. He wanted to go to college. He had a football scholarship, you know what I mean? And it was just one of those things like where it's like, well, you could have been like, Ricky, but you chose the gang life instead. So yeah, that particular scene to me, like it just for me, it stood out. One of the finer moments of the movie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I agree.
Triborough, you got one?
I got Jay Luna had mentioned it. Baby Boy. I went to see that when that came out. Great cast: Tyrese Gibson and Vin Rames. Snoop Dogg. AJ. I forgot her last name. She was in
AJ
House Party.
Johnson.
Right. She was in House Party. Um, it was a great movie. Another coming of age hood film. And the biggest thing that I did not like was Jody's character, because I felt like Jody was selfish,
Mhm.
and the way that he treated women like they were like a piece of meat, and getting all these women pregnant and having different baby mamas. You got like a one good woman with Yvette, played by Taraji P Henson, and he treated her like shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was more focused on who his mom was dating, and he didn't like Melvin, and that's the biggest gripe I have about that film, because I felt like, if anything, that's what it taught me. Like, don't be like Jody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't. He was just reckless, and I don't think he actually, got the message until like the end of the film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was on the outs with Melvin. They beefing. He wanted to prove Melvin that he's the man in the house, and I'm like, you got a good woman in front of you with your child. He needs to be focused on his family, and he wasn't. He was focused on the streets and trying to get money. And I think that was like the biggest thing that it taught me. Like, family is important, and if you have a good woman by your side, you got to stay with her. Like, to get rid of all the other hoes in your life, and But I thought Tyrese was a great. That to me is still his best movie. Like, I've seen him in other films. I think his best film is Baby Boy.
Yeah. Justin actually brought something up that I was just gonna say is,
Mhm.
as everybody knows, that role was meant
Yes,
for Tupac.
Tupac. Right.
And that's why, for those who don't know, that's why there is a big Tupac mural
Right.
in the back in Jody's bedroom,
Mhm.
because the director still wanted to dedicate the film to him. So
Right.
I think personally, it would have been better with Tupac as Jody. I think the performance would have been a lot stronger. Tupac as an actor to me
Mhm.
was absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
Um, I really I've never seen him in a movie that I didn't like, even
Mhm.
down to, Gang Related was
Mhm.
dope. And then one of the movies I'm gonna mention later on, or I'm mentioning now, Above the Rim,
Yeah.
to me, those were just fantastic performances. So I think Baby Boy might have been slightly different if Pac actually did get to do that role, but Tyrese definitely did kill that role. You know what I'm saying? He really did a good job on it. But
I'm interested in, when I found out that Pac was going to play Jody. I was interested in, if Pac had that role, would it still be the Jody that we've seen Tyrese play, or would it be a more Tupac? Because Tupac was militant. He was the rebellious, and I don't know
Yeah.
if I could see his Jody getting beat up by Melvin.
Yeah,
Right.
well, no. Listen. Melvin was big, and then the way he wrapped him up from behind. I mean,
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to get up from a chair wrapped up from behind. I ain't,
Right.
it's not like he was head up with him. If he'd have went head
Mhm.
up, then it might have been at least Tyrese would have had a little scrap in him. But
Right.
when you grab somebody from the back and you choking
Right.
them out, and giving that little monologue like, "Go ahead, cry for your mommy," like,
Mhm.
it was a dope scene, but you also have to remember too, Tupac was very particular about his image.
Right.
So on the note that you're saying, I was thinking more of when the little dudes jumped Jody in the park.
Mhm.
I I don't think Pac would have had
Yeah.
he probably would have had older dudes jump
Right.
him because Tupac wanted to protect his character, whether
Right.
he was in a movie acting or in his music or even on
Mhm.
camera on live TV. Tupac had to protect his image. And
Right.
it's kind of like The Rock, has movie contracts where you can't do this, you can't do that. I win, you don't. Same with Vin Diesel. So there's a lot of imagery going on there. So that's why I think it would have been somewhat of a lot different with when it comes to Baby Boy if Pac would have played it. Whereas Tyrese, he was just still getting his feet warm.
Right.
Right.
So he kind of was like, yeah, yeah, bring them little motherfuckers over here. Let
I,
them jump on me.
I do feel like if Pac played that character, there had to be a powerful scene between him and AJ. Where
Right.
he's
Yeah,
like where they're arguing and they're going at it, and he's beefing about Melvin and this and that, and I think we would have gotten that iconic scene from him.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
a little bit more powerful. But like I
Yeah.
said, Pac was out to, protect his image, whereas Tyrese, like I said, he was still getting his feet wet.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make it in his, and when you want to make it, you're gonna do whatever that script says. You're not gonna go off script. You can't be a nobody and say, I'm not doing this, because they'll be like, okay, peace.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, look at Back to the Future. We would have had
Definitely.
other homeboy instead of Michael J. Fox if he'd
Right.
Oh
have
yeah,
been
Eric
a little bit,
Starks.
yeah, and that would
Mm.
have been a whole different movie.
They
So
did him dirty.
Yeah.
yeah, they did though. They did. They
Yeah.
did.
Now
Uh,
With Eric Starks though, like I can't see him as Miami McFly. Now
no,
Me
me
neither.
he
neither.
did he
Me
did
neither.
he did a movie called Mask at
Mhm.
around that same time, which that was a great performance.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
yeah, no,
I saw that movie as a kid, and I never knew that was him. Like the makeup
Yep.
was just
Yep.
great.
yeah,
That was him. Yep.
yeah,
That's crazy.
But then
yeah.
They wanted Michael Fox they wanted Michael Fox anyway, but he couldn't get out. He couldn't because he was doing Family Ties.
Yep,
Right.
They
yep,
wouldn't at first they wouldn't let him out, and
Mhm.
then eventually they
He had to shoot like nights or something like that.
yeah, he
yeah.
did.
He kept going back and
Yeah.
forth,
Yeah.
and with the clever piecing together everything.
Right.
So yeah, it's crazy. For me, I'm gonna say my first movie that I seen that I really got a life lesson was Fresh.
Mm.
A
That
lot
was
of people,
94. That was.
94, 95,
Yeah.
something like that. But Fresh is one of those slept on hood movies to me.
Mhm.
When I mentioned it, a lot of people were like, "What?" And I was like, "You don't know the annoying ass Puerto Rican? I busted stupid moves, yo." But I think that scene where they're playing basketball and the
Right.
little kid is out doing the older dude and he ends up shooting him, but he
Yes.
hits the girl in the
He's the
neck
girl. Yes.
and he just walks away. That
Mhm.
scene of him, you could see in his face that that's where he determined this life, he was out of it.
Right.
And he was going to get all that bread, manipulate everybody. That's another lesson at that movie. You want to talk about a little kid manipulating grown
Mhm.
ass men. That is the movie. This man was the hood Bobby Fischer playing chess.
Right.
And I absolutely, there's so many different things to learn. And that Spanish kid actually taught me not, how to not act in the fucking streets. Cause that
Right.
I bust the stupid moves. I'm dope, all this shit, and
Mhm.
I'm making so much money, nobody even knows. oh my god, I wanted to kill that kid. Um, what I did think was clever is when
Mm,
Big Pun used it in his album intro for Capital Punishment, where he's
mm,
talking about the Punisher, how the
right,
Punisher would kill all the
right,
X-Men and all that, which is no.
yeah,
But he liked the Punisher, so it was crazy like that. But
mm,
that was one of those movies that if you haven't seen it, I know I think it's on Amazon Prime,
yeah. It should be on it.
free.
Mhm.
That movie is so fantastic just in itself, and it still holds up today.
Yeah,
These have mentioned so far still hold up today.
facts.
Boys in the Hood still relevant.
Oh
Fresh
yeah,
still relevant. Baby Boy still relevant. So,
yeah.
it's a good one. Mike, you got another one?
Yeah, I got another one. I'm gonna have to go with Juice.
Mm,
Now, Juice, now mind you, this was I think first time director Ernest R. Dickerson, if I'm not mistaken.
mhm,
Tupac, impressive debut. Omar Epps, impressive. Khalil Khan, impressive. Everybody in there was impressive.
yeah,
So the what it kind of depicts on, and the one thing now, a lot of people said that once Tupac's character shot Raheem, then it turned into a horror movie. Well, it's not exactly a horror movie per
No.
se. It turned into more like a thriller because once, like after they robbed, store, whatever, and Tupac, his character, pretty much took, he had the gun. You know what I mean? He took
right.
charge. And then him and Raheem, they got into it and shot him. Then that's a life lesson right there. Your friends could turn on you in a blink of an eye.
I was
Mm,
just about
You
to
know what I
say that.
mean?
exactly.
When it comes to everything, when it comes to money, when it comes to power, it don't even matter. And it's like you let a gun do the talking. It's like the the gun is giving you all this power, but to what though? Like where is it taking you? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And the way Tupac's character was spiraling like down, so to speak, like it shows. It's like this is homeboy. This is homeboy is freaking out at this point.
Yeah.
So that's like, well, we can't trust this guy. You know what I mean? So we gotta try to keep our distance, but at the same time, he's one step ahead. You know what I mean? He's right there. And then the
Right.
one scene that kind of got me too was they was in Raheem's like funeral or whatever little celebration.
Mhm,
um
Mhm.
Tupac went to give Raheem's mom a hug, and then once he looked at Omar Epps, once he looked at him, like, whoa, yeah, that this is turning into a thriller. You know what I'm saying? So now at this point, you can't do just went off. Like you can't trust it.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, we had that happen recently, did we not, try Burrow?
yeah, we did. Yeah, all
wow.
all because I'm on a podcast. People don't
Yeah.
like me, which I think is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Shit happens, right? Yeah, for
Yeah,
me, I agree. That's more of a thriller. I don't think it turned into a horror movie. My
No,
only
it
one
didn't.
thing is I wish the ending, that dude that said to Omar, Mike, d- you got the juice now.
Yeah.
yes,
I would have punched that dude right in his fucking mouth instantly,
right,
instantly. I'm like, what? I don't care about having juice. I just had. You're fighting for your life.
right,
Right.
There's,
Facts.
there's no juice. He wasn't looking to be the guy. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Pac wanted to be the guy, but that
Hmm.
I think in that movie, that is the strongest lesson is that at the blink of an eye, once somebody gets power or they feel they have power over you, that's how the
Mhm,
situation can go, regardless if it's a gun or not. Because sometimes, just when there's emotions and love and feeling for that person involved, and they do something like that, they don't need a gun. They just
Right.
killed you on the inside. So it's like you got shot by a gun. Sounds
Yep.
familiar, don't it?
Oh yeah.
But
I feel like Bishop was taking them down a rabbit hole that they couldn't get
Yeah.
out of because it was peer pressure. It was them having respect and their egos and just being a man, and they felt, Bishop felt, and that the crew that he running with, they don't have no respect in the streets, and that's what he wanted, street credibility, because he seen
got
Rodderman and his crew,
yeah,
like, they had all the credibility in the neighborhood, and that's what he wanted. And
Fact.
which is why he blew up on Q when Q wanted to be a DJ and just live a peaceful life. Nah, Bishop wanted more, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna get it with or without you." And
yeah.
I think that's the lesson right there. Have your own mind. Don't be
Hmm.
so easily influenced by somebody that called is supposed to be your friend. If you see them going down that rabbit hole and you trying to help them, but they want to still do it, let them do it. You go the
Yeah,
Fact.
other
you
way.
got to. You
Yep.
got to. I've had to let go of friends 20, I've known for 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah,
Hey, if you are not willing to help yourself, then you need to cut the cancer. And that's what
Yeah.
right.
happens a lot of these times. People don't, oh no, it's kind of like the battered female that will stay with the man that beats them,
Exactly.
or vice
Exactly.
versa.
It's
You
always an
know, don't
excuse.
Yes, and don't think that there's not men out here getting beat by women, because there
Right.
is too, but it plays all the same role. If a
Mhm.
person doesn't want to change the situation, then they're never going to change the situation.
Exactly.
And you either have to live with that and still be their quote unquote friend, or you have to leave them alone and say, when you're ready to get help, I'm
Mhm.
here to help you get that help. But
Right.
other than that, you
I'm
got to
good.
cut ties. You
Yeah,
have to,
I agree.
because that little bit of power, everybody thinks that they're the man or the woman, and they're not.
Mhm.
So definitely a good one though. Juice is,
Definitely.
except for that ending. I swear to you, had a punch homeboy. You got the juice now. Hey yo,
Yeah.
Mike, you got the juice now.
Yeah. No. At that point, if I was in that position, yeah, I had to punch you at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you got to do something, because
Exactly.
again, you ain't want that. You know what I mean? Try, you got one?
I got South Central. South Central is very
Woo.
underrated. I remember seeing it on cable back in the '90s, and just a story of a man that was once a gangbanger and was once in the streets, and he has a kid, and he sees his son growing up, wanting to be like him in the streets and in the gangs, and he was trying to save his son from that street life. And I think that was, to me, was like Boys in the Hood 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
you have this guy that was in the streets, that was gang banging. He went to jail. He came out trying to make himself a better man and have a better life. And while he was in jail, he had his son in the streets and going into the gangs. And his son ended up getting shot, and he was in the hospital. He could have died, and he made it a point to take his son out of the streets. That this is not for you. There's a better life beyond this. And I thought it's a hood film that doesn't get mentioned a lot. We always
Yeah.
say the more popular ones, but South Central to me was definitely. I think if it had like a more well known cast, it would have been right on that same tier as Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. But I think South Central is a film that people should see if they haven't seen it.
Uh, Looks like Mike dropped out.
You know what I mean?
He'll,
Okay.
he'll probably jump back in.
Yeah.
Liddy Lou, you did. That is a great point. I feel like a lot of men, they don't talk about,
There you
because
go.
Fact.
we're in we're in a society where men are looked at to be the strong person, and nothing's wrong with us and anything like that. But I mean, I've confided into a lot of people,
Mhm.
because sometimes just talking about it and getting it out there, gentlemen, will help you ease the situation. If there's something, like, there's nothing I can't talk to my wife about.
Right.
And even in my childhood, I have told her, about my abuse, or something like that, and
Mhm.
most of it's mental.
Right.
And she has helped me cope with a lot of insecurities that I had. So I think that's a really good one. And there are a lot of women who cry wolf. My wife has known a few,
Hmm.
and she's always told them, like, that's wrong. Like, you can't keep a boy or a girl from their father because you're crying wolf.
Right.
That's one of the biggest things in this society is, if a father wants to be there for his kid, even if you don't like him, that does not give you the right to hold that child for ransom, because you are taking some of the bigger life lessons away from him
Right.
that you necessarily can't teach. Just like vice versa, there are some things that a boy is not going to tell, or a daughter is not going to tell their father, but they will tell their mother.
Right.
So even if you don't like the person, you still have to give your kids that opportunity to grow with them, and that's very misleading in a world where a lot of people, a lot of women, or even men. There are some
Hmm.
men that probably cry wolf, but it's sad. But man, there's no shame in getting help, talking to somebody. It doesn't have to be your best friend, but to seek help in an abusive relationship, mentally or physically, it is better to talk to somebody than to accidentally take that rage out on somebody and you accidentally kill them.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
mean physically.
Right.
I have seen people black out and almost kill people in the streets
Hmm.
because of the childhood trauma that they have
Yeah.
gone. So, and that's where a lot of gang banging comes in. You know what I mean? Which is
Right.
the movie. My next movie for me was Colors.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's a
Ooh.
good
And a
one.
lot of people, they always go right over Colors. It's
Yeah.
always blood in, blood out,
Hmm.
or South Central, which what you said.
Yeah.
So a lot of that Colors always gets just slightly looked over, and it really shouldn't. That
Right.
Seeing that told me I didn't want to be in the gang life, even though I did join a major gang when I was 16, because at the time I just didn't feel family love. So I
Right.
was looking for that brotherly love, that street love. And at the time, that gang was always there just at the right time. And let me tell you, people, it's not easy getting out of a gang. I got out of it, but trust me, it was not an easy ride.
Right.
It was not a walk in the park. So, I always try to tell kids, if they can, it's not worth it. It's not worth being in a gang. It doesn't make you tougher, doesn't make you anything. Just try to do it on your own. Try to roll
Right.
out, try to build something better. So for me, Colors, man, y'all, if you never seen Colors, you definitely got to go check that movie out, especially what
Oh
cops
yeah.
do to us in the hood.
Facts.
That is a fact.
That's a
When
real
I was
thing.
growing up, we had rookie cops
Oh
that
yeah.
thought it was badass, and then you had the other cops that were a little
Hmm.
bit more, understanding of the society that you're in.
Right.
It's your environment. It may not necessarily be you, but it's mostly your environment.
Mhm.
So,
And then you just
yeah,
have the cop that don't care and they just stop,
yeah,
people of color for
yeah,
no reason. I've been stopped by cops on more than one occasion just for being black.
yeah.
Same.
You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I look Spanish, so rolling around in souped up luxury cars with 20-inch rims and TVs and shit. Of course, I got pulled over all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this
Hmm.
is this is the society that we live in. But if I was a preppy looking white boy driving
Uh,
that Mercedes, or driving that Infinity, or driving that Lexus, y'all wouldn't even look twice at me.
right.
And that is harsh facts. But
Uh-huh.
I don't take out when I learned at a very young age, at 17, 18, you just cooperate with the cop, they actually get more pissed and then just leave you alone than if you start, because they want you to put up a fuss. They
Some,
want to they want to
sometimes
use you.
that don't even work though. You could be
So,
comply to everything that they've asked, and they still are gonna be
yeah,
assholes about it. So,
yeah, sometimes, but for the most of the time I learned, especially with state cops and shit,
uh,
just just work with them, because you're not going to get off. you know?
Right.
So
Yeah,
I would just oh, Stand and Deliver. Yeah, I forgot about that
that's a
joint.
That's a
classic.
good one.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
classic
Yeah,
very
man, you
movie.
good.
should have been up here with us. You dropping some gems right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Menace to Society. I
I
think I
mean,
think
it's
I think Liddy said the same thing.
Mhm.
Menace to Society. Fantastic movie.
Yes.
Definitely is. Mike, you
facts.
got another one?
Um, I don't know if you consider this a. You could probably consider this a hood movie. I'm gonna have to go with Dead Presidents.
Oh, I was gonna say that one next.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
That's a hood film,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
that's
Yeah,
again,
definitely a
it's a
hood
hood film
film.
with a good story though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The depiction of the Vietnam War and stuff like that. When they got out, they went through like hard times. Like, for instance, um, Anthony Levin takes scared to Anthony. He was trying to find him a job and stuff like
Mhm.
that. He found out that he has a baby now.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to find a job and stuff like that. He's been going through it. Him and his lady fighting all the time and stuff like that too. Then you have Chris Tucker's character. He's strung out on
Yeah.
drugs and all that stuff. But my only gripe, they didn't really touch on what's his name too much, Freddie. They didn't really touch on him and Marisol like that.
uh,
But you
Mm,
saw him at the pool hall, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you saw him at the pool hall on occasion, and then you saw him again when that robbery happened.
right,
You know what I'm saying? That was like my only gripe. And it was the way it was depicted, and a lot of critics thought that well, the title was misleading because it was supposed to be like this on action thriller about a heist. You know what I'm saying? But instead, it started off as a dr- sort of like a light-hearted comedy drama in the beginning, and then once you got to the war part, then it started off a drama war. Then towards the end, you got action crime drama. You know
right,
what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, it turned off. I know it turned off some people, a lot of people, because of the title. But me personally, I think it did a great job depicting, the Vietnam vets and how they were treated. Some of them were strung out on drugs. Some of them had to find dead end jobs, and then one thing led to another to the point where they can't take it anymore since they can't find a decent job. Well, the best thing to do is to rob an armor truck.
right,
You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where it's like, and I get where the message is coming from. Like, you just don't know what people go through after the war.
right,
You know what I mean? People have the nightmares. People drink, people turn to drinking, drugs, like you name it. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dead Presidents, I think it does a good job depicting that. Now, I kind of wish it was a little bit, I think it was 2 hours. I wish it would have been just a tad bit longer. I would love to see a little more. You know what I mean? I felt like it had a little bit more to say.
Mm.
But all in all, though, like that movie, I feel like that movie doesn't really get talked about as much, but I say it's one of the best movies of the '90s.
yeah,
One
for sure.
great '95 was a great year for movies in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we need that on 4K.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
definitely
it should have came out last year.
oh yeah, it should there's a lot of hood movies that should be on 4K. I mean, shit, we still have Above the Rim on DVD. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Dangerous Minds is still on DVD.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those, those
right.
type of movies always get overlooked, but they'll come out with fucking Mac and Me. Who cares? Um, so
Oh man,
for me, the only thing I do want to say this because
Mhm.
I always looked at Chris Tucker when I seen that Chris Tucker was in Dead Presidents. I always seen him as comedy. Can we give a moment to just recognize his performance as a dope fiend?
Yeah, he
The
was good.
way that he
Yeah.
walked, the way that he talked, the way he was smoking the cigarette,
Mhm.
down to that was just a phenomenal depiction of what an addict looks like. And then that just when he's dead in the chair in his house with the needle in
Yeah.
his arm,
Right.
yo, I just want to shout out to Chris Tucker in that performance for
Yeah,
real. 'Cause
that
I
was
don't
good.
think it's really recognized as much because Chris Tucker's looked at still as a comedian.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
So, that performance was definitely fire. Try, you got anything to say about Dead Prez before you mention your
I
next one?
I watched that. I remember when that came out and seeing that, just the ensemble cast of Chris Tucker and Lorenz Tate and what's his name? Clifton Davis. That's his name.
Clifton Powell.
Mm,
Clifton Powell. He was great. Bokeem Woodbine. And I forgot the woman. In and
Nabushi
Boucher, right?
Wright.
And Boucher,
Yeah,
right, right.
Nabushi Wright.
Everybody in that film killed it. Like that was a great movie by F. Gabby Gray. Um, I loved it. The soundtrack, the '70s soundtrack
Mm.
to it was great. And like you said, Mike, like it depicted like high school kids going into Vietnam at that time and then coming out and having PTSD and not being able to handle that. And then, a lot of them couldn't get jobs. So what's the next best thing? Oh, let's pull off a bank heist. Let's pull off
Right.
an armored truck robbery and get this money by any means necessary. And seeing when they did actually pull off the heist and they lost some of their comrades during that heist, and then how are they going to deal with it where are you going to hide the money at? The neighborhood that you living in is going to find out, and,
Yeah.
and them dealing with after the effects after the heist. And I thought it was great. I thought it was a great film.
Yeah.
yeah. Yo, shout out to Justin, man. I was gonna
Yeah,
actually name that
Sunset
movie
Park,
too, but
man.
Sunset Park. What time is
Some of
it?
these films I got the soundtrack to, bro. Like you calling out
Yeah,
some classics right there.
yeah. And then of course
New
New
Jack
Jack
City.
City
That
with
was gonna be my
New
next
Jack.
mention too.
Yeah.
it-
Yeah,
Chris
Classic.
Rock as a crack.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yes,
seriously, that was
The
another fantastic role.
yeah,
And
the
that
only
movie
great
first kind of
performance he did.
yeah,
Ex-
everybody put on a dope performance in
yeah.
that. Um, and then the other one that I was gonna mention, Paid in
Mhm,
Full. Again, that is
mhm,
another film where you see friend loyalty go down the
mhm.
hood, go
Right,
down the drain because of money, power.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, it sometimes is real tough to depict that. You know what I mean? To
Mhm,
separate those two things or few things. If one person thinks he's better than the next, or his beamer is better than your beamers,
right.
jealousy is a thing.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean? And it's crazy. Dangerous Minds, another good one. I mean, everybody just shouting out some good
yeah.
ones in the comments, man. For real.
Oh, for real.
You got
Right.
another one, Try?
New Jack City. I went to see that for my birthday when that year. Was that like 90, 91?
Yeah.
I used to make that a thing. Like every year, if there was a movie coming out around my birthday, March 25th, I would go see it. So that was that year when that came out. I went to see that for my birthday, and you know, um, again, like the cast at that time, Wesley Snipes playing Nino Brown, and you had Judd Nelson. I remember from The Breakfast Club. So I'm like, so
Mhm.
him in a hood from was just crazy to me. And then he had like the buzz cut, and
Right.
seeing Mario Van Peebles directed it, and then he starred in it as well. Having a young Chris Rock. I actually met Chris Rock the year after that. Because I was going to he was at the Wiz. There was like a record store called the Wiz back in the day.
Yep.
He was he was shopping
The
for
Miami
some
Heat
albums, and
with
I happened to be there while he was there, and he's tall, like in person he's tall, and I met him, and this is when he was still on SNL, and he was great too. It was great to me and my mom, and I wish I could have gotten his autograph, but he had like his security around him, but yeah, he was playing Pookie in that film, and having Ice T, just the West Coast rapper, and I again, like I knew Ice T from like Colors, and having his own rap albums at that time. Power was a classic album, and then he goes into New Jack City, and just the whole this is like similar to Juice, where you have Nino Brown was bent off of power and trying to overtake the Carter houses in Harlem, and having his crew with Keisha and the Dutter Man and G Money and Kareem, and he was bent off of becoming it. This was like watching Scarface, but in the hood. Like he wanted
Yep.
to become like the hood Tony Montana, and having
Yep.
his sidekick G Money being a Manolo, and you had Scotty, played by Ice-T, and John Nelson's character trying to take down Nino and his cartel. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it was like a power struggle of good and evil in the hood. And Pookie unfortunately got caught in the middle of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I remember being in the theater, and when he died, like people was like, they were upset that he killed him off, But
Yeah.
that was a great movie, man. Like one of the best Wesley Snipes performances ever. And I love him as an actor, and I loved a lot of his different films that he's done in his career, and that I never wanted a sequel. I know they talked about doing a sequel or reboot. They don't need to do that. Just keep it
Yeah.
a
No.
standalone film.
No, for
We don't
what?
need no reboot, no sequel for that. They're gonna mess up the legacy of that film.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of these, I don't know what is going on with these movie studios with the remakes. And I mean, you see that they remade The Burbs, right? Like,
Yes.
why?
Why?
We
Leave
did.
that shit
Who asked for that?
alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to be politically correct now for every fucking movie.
Right.
Just stop. Leave them alone.
Right.
That's it.
But
The
I
movies
I do
made
I
that
do
way.
like your boy RJ Payne. He had I don't know if you heard the mixtape. There's a mixtape that he did with Ice-T hosting it. And it's like his own sequel to New Jack City, where
Yeah.
at the end of the film, where Nino is he gets shot by the old guy, and then
Yep.
we thought that he died, but he
Yep.
actually lived, but he was in a coma for a couple years. The
Mm-hmm.
government kept it a secret, and they kept him alive, and he wakes up out of his coma, and that's how the RJ Payne mixtape starts off. And I thought it was a brilliant idea by RJ Payne to do that.
Yeah, RJ Payne's got a lot of concept mixtapes.
Yeah,
A lot that he
yeah,
does with movies. I love RJ. Where's your album, bro?
we we need that.
Yeah, definitely need
Yeah,
that one. Shit. Um, just real quick, she's on March 5th,
March 5th. Oh, she's a Pisces.
and
Salute to the
my
Pisces.
son is 3 days after you. My son
Yeah,
is the 28th, my
I'm
teenager.
an Aries. Salute to all the Aries.
Well, judging from my son and you, y'all some good peoples. I
Yes,
love y'all.
yeah, no doubt.
So before you say Wesley Snipes' best role,
Mhm.
let me say the next one I'm gonna mention, Sugar Hill.
Oh yeah, Sugar Hill. Yes,
Yeah.
I
Come
forgot about that.
on, man. Like
Yeah.
again, another one where the brother just so badly wants to be accepted
Mhm.
by the little brother.
Right.
And then the karma for them, which is the craziest shit, is that they are dealing the drugs that their father is
His
hooked on.
own. Yeah.
And you know, to me, that is just like the ultimate. It's like owning a liquor store and your father's an alcoholic
Right.
and you're giving him the alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, that is well, shout out to February babies. That's me, February
All
2nd.
right. Shout out to
Shout
you all.
out Aquarius. We drown people. That's water. Um but yeah, it's crazy how, you're selling something that is destroying you all at the
Right.
same time.
Right.
And that is what it is. I mean, Jay-Z sold crack to his own mother.
Mm.
So, you know,
Did he
it's
really, or was that just part of the ROM?
no, no, no. He
Yeah,
really did.
he did. Okay. But
Yes.
I have the decoded book. I don't remember him talking about that in the
Of
book.
course he's not
So
gonna talk about that.
right.
He don't People don't release everything in their memoirs.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
that was the case, then we'd have known what Bill Cosby did a long time ago. We'd have known
that
what
part.
Diddy was doing a long time ago.
Right. Wait,
So
there was rumors back in the 90s about what Diddy was doing. but we didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
to the extent of
yeah.
how much it was until now.
And we all kind of knew with R. Kelly and Aaliyah,
Hmm.
but we just
Yeah,
chose to, plus,
yeah.
to be honest, Tank wrote a lot of his music. So,
Hmm. Mm.
I mean, you can't really go off of just listening to songs, especially when you have ghostwriters.
Right.
So, I still listen to R. Kelly. I don't
Oh
care
yeah,
what y'all,
same,
Same.
I'm
same.
still gonna
I,
bang
hey,
them
I,
out.
I saw the man in concert. I can't erase that from my
Yeah,
childhood. You know,
yeah. I
Right.
saw him in
so it
concert
is what it
too.
is. Yeah.
I saw him in concert when he came out with what was it? TP2
Okay. So that
was the
was what, like
album?
2000?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
had that weird, it's just him on the cover, kind of like cocked to the side, and it's just
Yeah.
like a beige background.
Hmm.
I think it was called TP.com or something.
Yeah.
I don't
That was 2000. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but that shit that whole album is fire.
Inspired, definitely.
So, but R. Kelly made some great music. Sorry, I
Yeah.
always separate the person from the
Yeah.
work.
I can't. I mean, what these people do in their personal life, that's on them. But if
Yeah,
I
that's on
went, I
them.
have the concert tickets and memorabilia. I can't erase that from my life
Nope.
because of what they did in their personal life.
Nope. Just like I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm canceling Diddy. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
canceling Harvey Weinstein films." You gonna miss out on a lot of good fucking films.
Exactly.
You go
Exactly.
right
Right.
ahead.
Especially if you're a collector and you have some of his films in your collection, what are you
Oh,
going to just sell it
some,
off or burn it because
Right.
of what he did?
Right.
some.
You
I
know.
named my son after my favorite director,
Uh,
and I own all his films, and they're
right.
all
Mhm.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without Harvey Weinstein, there is no Quentin Tarantino movies getting made.
Right.
I'm not
Fact.
erasing that.
Facts. Big
I
fact.
agree.
I'm not. And same with Kevin Smith. You gotta remember,
Mhm.
Kevin Smith got his start from who? Come on. So you
Yeah.
gonna take away Clerks?
Right.
Hell no. You gonna take away Jay and Silent Bob? Hell no.
No.
Mallrats? Hell
Mallrats is
no.
my joint. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, like
I need to
come on.
rewatch
I'm not
Mallrats.
yo,
Yeah.
again, what y'all do in your personal life, I don't care.
Right.
What you bring to the table as an artist, an actor, an actress, a director, a screenplay, a movie writer, whatever. I'm gonna respect that part of you, not you know.
Mhm.
Look, I know all the evil shit Jay Z did. You're still not gonna convince me that I
Right.
have to stop listening to him. I never
Right.
will. Never. I don't
Facts.
care. I don't care.
Facts.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So we getting close to an hour. So let's y'all got one more we can round up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got
we've already named a
yeah.
lot.
I mean, pretty much everybody named the Men's Society
Yeah.
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 was
Facts. Pretty
another
much.
good one that I enjoyed, and Tyron Turner and Jada Pinkett and Clifton Powell again in that film, MC8. I think it was a great film. Just trying to get out of the hood, but being like so tied to the streets, and the streets end up catching up with characters in that film, and I thought it was great. The soundtrack is classic. I have the soundtrack as well, and just definitely top three hood films for me.
Yeah. So Darren, he just jumped in with Set It Off. I
Salute.
literally was just waiting for Triborough to be done to talk about let's talk about the female side.
Yeah,
Set It Off. Set It
yeah.
Off was definitely another again, the way that they depicted it in
Uh-huh.
the trailer is that this is just a bank heist movie.
Right.
Like what Mike said earlier about dead presidents. The way
Uh-huh.
they depicted that in the trailer was here's a bank robbery movie.
Right.
And it's not that at all. Yes, it
Right.
has bank robberies. Yes, but it's also females trying to get by.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Working in jobs, getting yelled at because they have to bring their kids to work. That's a powerful ass movie. And Queen Latifah,
Uh-huh.
let's give it up for Queen
Definitely,
Latifah.
definitely.
My God.
Our best
She,
performance for sure,
yes, yes.
for sure.
People try, oh, yeah, yeah. Man,
Right. Oh
listen,
yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers, the first one,
Mhm.
fantastic. Rest of the movies, ass.
You didn't like it.
Trash.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I I actually gave away both the copies I had because it
Wow.
had part 1 and 2, and I don't
Mm.
want part 2 mixing up with my beautiful collection and have it ruined by that movie. So,
That remake was
Really?
terrible too. I saw
oh,
that, but I didn't like it at all.
horrible.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, he directed Powder as well. That's a powerful
yeah,
ass
that
movie,
was good. That
man.
was a good movie.
Man, just powerful,
Yeah,
powerful. We need a 4K on that. At this point, just give me a Blu-ray.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Above the Rim, Sunset Park,
Uh-huh.
well, Paid in Full's got one. A lot of these
He
hood
got
movies,
he got
Good
game. That needs
Pleasure.
a 4K also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
at this
agree.
point, try. I'm dead serious. I'll just give me a fucking Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Give me a beautiful Criterion Blu-ray like you did with Menace to Society, and
uh-huh.
I am happy.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm happy. I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't even need it. Listen, 4K is great. It's wonderful. But if you have a good TV to start with and a good Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray player to start with,
yeah,
Blu-rays do look like 4Ks.
yeah,
Fact, they do.
So
definitely.
I'm trying to tell you, there's a lot of Blu-rays that I have. I have more Blu-rays than I do 4Ks because after watching a review from Ken or somebody else that I'll watch, I don't go for the really big names because y'all are paid to say what y'all say.
Right,
So I feel no remorse for y'all. I don't listen to y'all. But
right,
the smaller channels that actually give their honest opinions, I respect more. Only reason why I stopped doing it is because it's oversaturated.
right.
I like the direction that I go in. Deep dives. Wait till y'all see my toy video. This shit's gonna be crazy. But anyways, in Triborough, you've been killing it with these
Thank you,
premieres.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Stop. Because I ain't been able to make a video in a little while, with the family stuff that was going on the past couple weeks.
Right.
Man, come on, man, you killing me over here.
Um,
I
hey,
can't keep up.
I'm just trying to stand out from everybody else's stuff. So
Yeah,
Man, Mike,
nothing wrong with that.
I gotta check you out and get connected. I did subscribe when I seen you on Tribe Burrows, but I'll be honest, I haven't watched
yes,
YouTube in quite some time, but
we
I'm gonna get
we we
around to
did
looking
the
at you.
black what was it, the Silent Night Deli Night
Yeah,
84
Silent Night.
Yeah,
OG
Yep.
that's where
review.
I first seen you, and that was like what, a
Yeah,
couple months ago, maybe two.
couple weeks ago. That was like around Christmas time we did that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Uh, if Master is locked up, yeah.
we got to
People are
get Luna on here. Luna, you playing right now?
Yeah, man. Well, we're gonna have Luna on here one day. I'm telling you, we
Yeah,
have a lot of people on here. This is again, Mike. We're gonna extend the same hand we extend to everybody else. This is your
Appreciate you.
platform too. You want
Appreciate
to
you.
jump
Appreciate
on?
it.
You got something planned in a month, and you want to advertise it? Let me and Try know. We got you. We here for everybody.
Appreciate
If you
you.
don't roll with us, you don't roll with us. That's fine. We still doing our thing. So, Mike, anytime you need to, you want to jump in, hit me up on Instagram. Like, yo, let me get in on the stream real quick. Me and Try, we ain't got no problems with that. We'll
right.
have you jump right in and join the conversation. Anything you want to say, Try or Mike, before we take off?
This was a great show. Salute to Mike. Go subscribe to his channel, Mike's Movie Corner and more. That's the homie. You're definitely gonna be look out for more stuff between me and him as well in the future. So
Yes, I mean your channel's been popping, man.
thank
I love it over
Yeah.
there.
thank you.
Love it. Links will be in the description. Mike, anything you want to say?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing more movie reviews. I'm as of right now, I'm not saying what these movies are, but 2026, I am coming back with full force.
So
So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir. We'll be promoting it. We'll be pushing it out there because,
yeah,
like I
I
said, I have much
appreciate that.
respect for the lower channels because I feel like it's a more honest. They're not looking for the clout, and
right,
that's not saying not everybody's like that. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, by any means, whatever. But I'd rather watch, Alex over there at
right.
Movie
Eats
Guys,
and flicks.
Geeks and Flicks. It to me, it just there's something more, and then you never really get when you watch YouTube, you're not seeing the actual picture. YouTube has compression, people. Stop
Hmm.
being in the comments. It doesn't look colorful to me because you can't see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these these people do their best to bring you their honest opinion, and when
Exactly.
people bring people down, it irritates the shit out of me because first of all, most of them can't do what we do.
Right.
You got to have
That
charisma.
part.
Second of all, it's that person's opinion. And the main reason why I stopped was Enter the Dragon. I gave my honest opinion on the 4K. The shit was garbage.
Mhm.
Oh, I had
The
that movie
movie
too.
The movie itself is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Bruce Lee or his legacy or movies, but the 4K transfer is garbage, disgusting, nasty, and I gave mine away. And then somebody bought it from me again, so I just kept it. But I'll
Oh
be honest,
man,
I watch I watched the Blu-ray more than I watched the 4K version.
it'd
Mm.
be like that too.
Yeah, that's why I said, people, you really have to think before you start buying all these movies because sometimes it's not even worth $10 to upgrade, let
Yeah,
alone what they asking now, 35, 40, 55. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, real quick, DJ, New Jersey Drive. I was
Mm.
gonna mention that and it
Yeah.
totally slipped my mind.
Mhm.
Another great movie.
Great soundtrack for that too.
Yes, yes. That wasn't the one with no, that wasn't the one with when Renee, right?
No, that was
No,
Don't Be
that
a
was
Menace to South Central.
yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know Redman's on that soundtrack somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, I
Red
can't
Redman
remember
is
the
on there. Naughty by Nature. Jay with the Damager.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great sound. I haven't heard it in decades.
Classic.
Decades. I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to go back on the Spotify and listen to that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
But anyways, Try, you wanna say anything else?
Hey,
Except
just
for go
thank you for
subscribe to the
everybody
channel.
that's been supporting our channel. We're definitely building this channel from the ground up and just giving people some great content to watch on a Friday night. And I appreciate all the love and salute to you, Luna, and everybody that came through.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate all the love and everybody swinging through just to say hi even,
Yep.
this is something when me and Try talked about this, and changing everything and really making this our own. We really dug deep and we decided to be for us, the community, the anybody that want to jump up here, have a good time, speak your mind and not be scared to not say the popular vote. This is not
Right.
what this is about. You know, everybody know I'm not a big Jason fan, but people shouldn't hold that against
Really?
me.
I didn't
J
know that.
Friday the
I didn't
13th,
know that.
Did not know
I'm
that.
not
Wow.
the original, and then if
Uh,
I want a nice good laugh, I'll watch Takes Manhattan, but
uh.
as far as the franchise itself, not a big fan.
Now that
Yeah.
when we talk about reboots, I would love for them to just take that sequel and do it over in New York City now. I think it would be so great.
Oh,
Yes, especially
that would
now.
be good.
Yeah.
Especially, like, let Jason go by and kick somebody's motherfucking car
Right.
or
Right.
radio. Cut, 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 cut.
Yo.
Especially go down to Jamaica, Queens, or some shit.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah,
Oh
Somebody
yeah,
be
man.
down the step,
we try to see Jason in the subway trying to use the Omni card. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. That would be
or
crazy.
or Jason going to the hip hop museum. Like,
Right. Yeah. What is this?
yeah, no, that would be bugged out. No, I'm just not a. To me, it's just your typical slasher film, and
Right.
some people have literally hated me for it, stopped following me for it, but that's fine.
Oh
Oh
man,
wow.
I'm not
we're
gonna.
gonna lose followers before we even get any on here. Thanks to
Right.
you.
Yeah, well, but it's just my personal opinion. I didn't grow up, um, really watching that. I'm a Halloween franchise person. People hate
Um,
Halloween franchise, but
I
I was scared shitless of Michael Myers growing up. I wasn't scared of Jason.
I
mm,
loved Halloween. I'm always gonna love the first Halloween. I like H2O. The other ones, the second one I didn't care for. I now you know what? Y'all probably gonna look at me sideways, but I like the third one.
Season on the
I
way.
actually like the third one.
So
The
you know what? I never
yeah,
liked it, and I went back and watched it like maybe 2 years ago, and I like it now. Just like
Right.
this stand. It was a standalone story that didn't need Michael Myers.
yeah,
Facts.
and Liddy, that is right there. Freddy is the
Freddie,
king.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
You
Freddy.
Yeah.
can't. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody that doesn't like Freddy, I don't know you. I even got the TV. Well, they came out with the real version, but I got the bootleg of the TV show.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? On
Nice.
Blu-ray
Nice.
because hey man, y'all don't want to
Hmm.
supply it. I'm gonna find the bootlegger to do it. And
Yeah.
that shit, Mike, it looked crispy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why didn't they release that on 4K like the whole movie said?
I don't know. I heard rumors that one of the studios is doing it on Blu-ray. I
Mm,
forgot what studio it was, but I guess they are bringing the Freddy TV show. Ken would probably know a little bit
mm,
more about that, since he gets like what's coming out later
right.
releases.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
know that they are redoing the TV show.
Yeah.
But I think it's only Blu-ray. And trust me, people, the TV show is fun. But when they made this, it wasn't Showtime, it
Right.
wasn't HBO, it wasn't Cinemax. This was on actual TV.
Network TV. Yeah.
Wow.
So while it's still a great series, don't get me wrong, it's still fun. It still has that that Freddy feeling, but it's made for TV.
Right.
So you're only gonna see blood splatter on the wall. You're not gonna
Hmm.
see, decapitation. You'll see the head roll after,
Right.
but it's gonna be cutaways.
And
But it's
they
still great.
actually did the episode about Freddy's backstory, and he had the
Yes.
trial.
Um,
That was the best episodes to me.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think that was like the first couple episodes
Yeah, because he's
were
not in the whole series. He's only like in maybe 5 or 6 episodes.
yeah. And then it just kind of dips into a whole different
Yeah.
Halloween 2 better. Me
Oh, hot
personally,
take.
my favorite is 4.
Hot
Oh.
take. We got to get Luna on here. Luna, we got to get you and
Yeah.
Danny on here, yo.
Yeah, all right. We gonna hit up Luna week
Hot
or
take.
two.
Hot take. He like part two better than the first one, the original part two, or the Rob Zombie one.
No.
Not that.
I know he ain't talking about the Rob Zombie joint. And first of all, fuck all you haters that don't like the Rob Zombie
I loved
version.
it. I went to see
I loved it.
that one in theaters when that came out.
I never
Yes,
seen
me
a
too.
Rob Zombie.
You didn't like them? I loved it.
Listen,
I
the
didn't
first
see
one,
it.
Mike,
Mm,
Mike, the first one is
yeah,
great because you
first one was
get
good.
a deep dive into his actual childhood.
Right.
And then when he grows up, the shit pops off.
Hmm.
Part 2, you don't need to see. Don't
Yeah,
bother. Don't
that was
look
stupid.
at it. I don't care if there's a 2-pack and it's on sale for $5, but the Blu-ray Halloween is $10. Spend the $10. Don't waste the 5.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay?
I'm gonna have to
He
watch
never
it.
he
To watch
never
the first
wanted to
one.
make the movie, but he was obligated under contract. So he literally made the worst slasher film that he could so that the studio would not ask him to continue. He
Yeah.
only wanted to make the first one, and that was it.
Right.
So that's why it is so bad.
Yeah.
Uh, yes.
Halloween 2007. I know something.
Yeah, I think
Myers. Oh yeah, yeah,
Myers.
that's right. He be hitting me up in DM with the young kid that played Michael Myers
Yes.
in the Rob Zombie film. He does like live streams on Instagram.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he
Luna
was
knows him. Yeah, because Luna hit me up in DM about it. Like I didn't know who he was at first, but I'm like, yeah, he's older now though.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. He did a phenomenal job playing Michael and just
Yo,
seeing
Luna,
that
if you really know him, we would love to have him on the show.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like as a special guest.
yeah, as a special guest, and we'll have you on it too. At the
Yeah,
same day. We would love to talk about the background of that, how he felt when filming that. That'd be dope
yeah,
as hell.
yeah.
I don't care where he's at. We'll do a special
He's in
time. We'll
Euphoria,
do it.
the HBO show.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't care what time. Listen, we'll make it work. Even if it's a pre-recorded show, me and Triborough will make this shit work for a
oh
special
yeah,
guest like that. We'll make it work.
yeah.
We'll figure something out. Uh, yep. Thousand Corpse definitely.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I actually knew that Rob Zombie was directing movies.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I didn't see that one when it first came out. I actually saw Devil's Rejects first,
Yeah.
and my wife was like, "You never seen House of a Thousand?" And I said, "Nah."
Yeah.
So we ended up going back. But anyways, gentlemen, we are going to be out of here. And thank you again, Mike, for coming on. Like I said,
Yeah.
anytime, hit us up.
Yep.
You
No
want to jump in
problem.
on something? Hit us up. If
Yep.
you're
No.
free on Friday, we here. Anyways, Fry,
Appreciate you.
as always, salute my brother,
Salute, bro.
and we will see y'all on the next episode. Peace.